Alright, welcome back, guys, to more of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe or the Stanley Parable Tune, as it says. This is City. I hope you guys are doing great. So, in the previous video, we explored more of the game and we also witnessed a few different endings. this, this narrator is completely obsessed, like trying to make a relationship between me and the bucket. It's so silly. I don't know. Anyway, so we are going to explore more of the game, and this is possibly the final episode of the video of the series, because I happened to see a few footages online because I was stuck in a point in the game where I was not finding my way to get more of the game content. So I did not watch the entire until the end, but I have a feeling that it is going to end on this video. So, without any further ado, let's just get to it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I'm not gonna carry the bucket now. I'm gonna try to get over that bucket. It's time that I get over the bucket. Why am I being pulled back to the bucket? Come on. Come on. Said you can control yourself. Do not pick up the bucket. Do not pick up the bucket. Okay, I'm not picking up. Okay, let's go.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I'm not going down. I ain't listening to you, bro.
Wait. Good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh, what is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh no. Stop it, dude. Indeed it is silly, guys.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Oh no, don't ask me to give up the bucket. I've spent a lot of time with this bucket. I don't want to abandon this bucket. This bucket has been with me in my difficult times and my good times. We have been through a lot. Don't ask me to abandon the bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
It destroys bucket.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
Destroy the bucket.
Well, you see, if you were to really explore the bucket destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oh, come on. I tried. It was not accepting for some reason. The bucket was just looking at me. Whoa.
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
What? You better not restart the game. Okay, so now this time I'm gonna press the on button.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
So now it's just repeating the whole thing again. What now? Okay, so now the thing which I had to look up, I will show you guys. So there are a couple of
All
endings.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so I have to always pick up the bucket in order to progress.
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
See, I can't get like used to his very like the reaction this narrator gives when I hold the bucket. It's amazing.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So there's supposed to be a way.
No, said the bucket.
Instead of going on
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
So we are not going to take the cargo lift. There is another alternative route here. So we have to go on this. And this will take us down over here. Over here we have two routes. Either okay, that's not a route. I think it's just like getting the figurine.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly
right?
gotten all of the Figler Anarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anarines. None of us can.
Obviously, as he said that there is no reward for collecting these. I don't know why I'm collecting it. Anyway, so now we're gonna take this vent. Let's see where it goes. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. So we fell down from there, and so beyond this, I don't know how to go about it. So let's just keep going. Yo, look at those cassettes. What are the cassettes? Narrator dialogue. Oh my god, these are all of his dialogues that he's putting it on my ear. In my ear. Look at that, dude. Oh my god, that's a lot. Wait, what?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number...
That
I
sounds
don't
Australian.
even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
Is that our voice?
Why
Stanley's voice?
everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What the hell was that? I think that was our voice. I don't know.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Possibly. So again, this time I'm gonna pick it.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No. No, surely not.
So there is supposed to be another ending. I'll show you guys. So I just need to follow this route.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
Okay, so now.
Stanley on the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
But instead of going there, actually we need to go there only. I think we need to go there. Yeah, I think this is over.
Stanley's office. Stanley was stunned. Let's have a look indication of any human life. But Stanley has the by sheer luck. Was it the bucket all along? Was the bucket really? Yes, this is certainly a logical explanation.
Now we will go on the steps.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
So now instead of going forward, we'll just go back and press this button again.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
The bucket was unusually very quiet. Now we go back and we'll have to press the number 3.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay, now we go back to the elevator. Okay, so let's go back and we'll press the elevator button again.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
How can you do this, bucket? You should have realized. Oh, okay, now we are...
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
Okay.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
It's so weird, the relationship between Stanley and Bucket. Oh boy. Okay. Let's go and press the number 3 again.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears, and the whole time he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all.
Why?
Only silence.
Why is the bucket
Crushed
silent?
by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Now what? Are we going back again?
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
There has to be some way I can convey my feelings to Bucket and like tell him how happy I am about pressing the 3 button. Should I press again? Okay, now we are surprisingly quiet. Where are we going now?
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Hell yeah, he needs to understand that what I like and what
For
I
months
don't.
he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Okay. To stage 3. Yep. I hope you're watching this bucket. That's what I like. Oh, wait. There are people outside? Okay.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Let's go, bucket.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
How could you do this? Wait, is that it? No!
No lift.
So now I'm back at the cargo lift where I previously went through this direction. Now I'm gonna show you guys another way to go. We are now gonna
Good,
go
said the
over
bucket.
there.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
So now let's see where this road takes us.
No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh, I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Wait, is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Fine.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No, I don't think that's a bucket.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Wait, seriously?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No. Again?
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
The actual bucket is in my hand.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect.
What?
This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yeah, that totally looks like a bucket, man.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
That is so obviously a bucket, dude. What the hell?
Is this a bucket?
Now this is not a bucket, I would say.
Incorrect. This is
Oh,
a
this is a
bucket.
tractor, dude. This is a tractor. You are wrong, my friend. I'm right. You're wrong.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No, that's a tractor.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
That is a bucket. Yeah, I think that's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No, I don't believe nothing is a bucket. The bucket is there. You just can't see it, narrator. You're blind.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Exactly.
I've
You're
lost
one
all
who's
sense
confused.
of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence.
I'm the one who's
Now
supposed
I'm
to
somewhat
teach you.
adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am
I do.
a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
I
I'm
think-
losing myself, and
I think
myself
yes.
was all I ever had to begin with.
But wait.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
I'm not
I'm
that.
going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay,
What?
here we go.
You can't do that. Come on.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How
Except for you and me.
Except me.
And
I'm
me.
not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
Exactly.
This is wonderful news. We're
Finally.
not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. Now this, Stanley thought to himself, this is a bucket. And
Indeed.
indeed it was.
See, even he agrees. There has to be a way for me to jump down here. Come on, show me. Show me. Come on, I know. There we go. There we go. Come on. Yeah, yep. And there we go.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last,
Finally.
out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of
see.
sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket!
What the hell are you guys talking?
Stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Yo. Yo.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless.
I
You've
didn't do
demonstrated
that.
such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Can't believe that just happened. Okay, so guys, we are now back again at the cargo lift. There is another ending, so we're just
Good,
gonna
said the
go
bucket.
to that
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
Okay, so now we are gonna end up in a room where there is a telephone, and we're
Now
not
pick
gonna
up the
use
phone,
I'm not
said
gonna
the
pick up
bucket.
phone.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
So we are not supposed to pick up the phone, that which puts us in a different ending. So let's see. Can I like just?
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Okay.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
That was
Good.
so ridiculous.
This saying is a perfect example of
Raise it up.
expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles, all of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
This is so ridiculous, man.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter.
It's
I
annoying.
think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay. But I can actually go back now?
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Are we actually going back? Where exactly are we going now? What the hell is going on? Open the damn door, bro. Open the damn door. Open it. There we are.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
No. I want to go back. Let me go back. No, I don't want to go there. No. Okay. Wait, seriously?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I'm not entering the door on the left. We're going back. Oh, yeah.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Yeah, this is the left door. Maybe, yeah.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What the hell was that?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
But seriously?
Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this.
Is this it?
I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
So there is a trick, guys, something which I was not aware about. I had to look this up. So we need to go in and immediately come out, so before the door closes. So let's see if I can do that. And we go.
Stepping in.
There we go. I think I nailed it. Yep, I nailed it. So now I need to go back, and I believe that I will be getting one of the hidden endings. So let's just keep going back. Okay. So now we just keep going back. So yes, this is it. So now we need to go. This was actually the beginning of the game where we actually spawned. So let's go here. Let's see what happens. Yo, you are now leaving. Where am I leaving? Yo, what's happening? Yo. Escape pod launch bay. There's an escape pod here. Escape. Where am I going? Yo, okay. There we go. Is this the escape pod? Okay, what's gonna happen now? Is it crashing? Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so emotionally ridiculous. So long, old friend. I will always remember you. I shall never forget the time that we spent together. All the different things we saw together. So many places we explored. Okay guys, I think this is it, because as we saw the credit scene, after that we have only seen one more ending, and I think that credit scene was the actual ending of the game. I really hope that you guys like it. I kind of enjoyed it because it was a completely different experience as compared to what I'm usually I'm used to. Anyway, so guys, if you like the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe or Stanley Parable 2 series, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the channel with your friends and family. With that said, thanks for watching guys. See you guys on the next series. Take care guys. Bye bye.